Earlier this year I saw The Forest, a 2016 film about Japan's Aokigahara forest. It was extremely disappointing, but to understand why, let me give you some context. Aokigahara forest lies on the northwest face of Mount Fuji. It's also known as the Suicide Forest because of the unusually high number of suicides that occur there. It's the second most popular destination for suicide in the world, and has been so since the 1950s. But even before then, Aokigahara has been the center of folklore and myth. In feudal Japan, it was believed that in times of famine or disease, poor families who were struggling to survive would leave the sick or the elderly to Aokigahara and leave them there to die. Traditional Japanese beliefs dictate that if someone dies without the proper burial rites being performed, they will return as a yuri, a ghost. If the person also died with anger or sadness in their hearts, they will return as an evil spirit, haunting the region where it died until the burial rites are performed. It's for this reason that Aokigahara has always been believed to be cursed, as the spirits of those who were left to starve centuries ago cannot rest. But the recent suicide epidemic has been blamed on the popularity of two books in Japan. Saiko Matsumoto's 1960s novel Kuro Jukai, or Sea of Trees, describes two lovers who choose to end their lives in the forest, and here the act of suicide is largely romanticized. The other book is Wataru Tsurumui's 1993 bestseller, The Complete Suicide Manual. It details possible methods and destinations of suicide, calling Aokigahara the perfect place to die. Since the 1960s, Aokigahara has been one of the most popular destinations for those looking to end their life. From 1960 to 1990, approximately 30 bodies were discovered in the forest every year. After the release of the Complete Suicide Manual, the number of suicides only increased. In 2003, 105 bodies were found. The official count is no longer published in an effort to discourage further suicides. The geography of the forest only lends to its creepy atmosphere. The forest floor is made of volcanic rock from an ancient eruption of Mount Fuji, so the terrain is extremely jagged and dangerous. There are over 200 caves that have been discovered in the area. Iron deposits in the volcanic rock prevent the use of cell phones or GPS devices. Compasses do work in the forest, but are also affected by the local magnetic fields. Finally, due to the unusual forest floor and the incredibly dense trees, sound does not travel in the forest. As one explorer described, "While I was there, I heard no birdsong or rustling of leaves in the wind. Think a blanket of silence. Go in about 20 to 30 feet and you can't even hear cars from the road. The air feels damp. It is a literal sea of trees and they all look alike. Navigating is nearly impossible. Hikers are told to religiously stick to the trails because the chance of getting lost is extremely high. Plus, you may find something off the trail that you don't want to see." So considering how ominous Aokigahara Forest is in its own right, I was excited when I heard that a horror movie based on Aokigahara was coming out. Imagine how great a movie about Aokigahara could be if made by the right people. Unfortunately, it was made by Jason Zeta, who is really only known for one other film called Take This Lollipop. Now, to its credit, this short film is a really neat concept. It takes the information from your Facebook profile and puts you in the sights of a psychotic killer. The site is actually still live, but as Facebook has made numerous changes since then, the film now spends more time bugging out than it does actually scaring you. But back to The Forest. The film wastes no time jumping into the plot. Sarah's twin sister Jess has gone missing and was last seen entering Aokigahara Forest, so Sarah hops on a plane to Japan to find her. She gets to Japan and, oh my god, an old man! She gets to her hotel and has a dream about her sister as a little girl, and she's like, check it out, I can unhinge my jaw like a snake, I bet you didn't know I could do that.
Some snakes can eat things many times their diameter by unhinging their jaws.
She hops on the train to Aokigahara and upon arrival goes into a visitor center. The daughter of the manager then gives Sarah the rundown of Aokigahara and what will more or less be the main plotline of the whole movie. If you have sadness in your heart, the Yuri of the forest will make you want to kill yourself.
You have sadness in your heart. They will use it against you. And Yuri can find you, and make you see things, and make you want to die. And you do it yourself.
I don't know why this girl seems so happy telling this to Sarah. I guess she's just a bitch. Sarah walks to her hotel, and a group of schoolgirls walks out of the forest, crosses the road, and then re-enters the forest. These are 100% Yuri. There is no reason for these girls to be there. If I saw this in real life, I would get back on the train and never come back because them's ghosts, bro. For some reason, Sarah either doesn't think about it or doesn't care because she just ignores it. At the hotel, she meets a guy named Aiden who seems to be a good guy but is clearly just trying to hook up with her. And I only say that as a bad thing because he learns that he's looking for her sister and still tries to shack up with her. I mean, come on, dude. If Wedding Crashers taught us anything, it's that your pickup game has taken a dark turn if you're trying to pick up distraught people.
Grief is nature's most powerful aphrodisiac.
Sarah then tells Aiden about the death of her parents. Apparently, the official story is that they were hit by a drunk driver as they pulled into the driveway. Did that sound like a crash to you? It kind of sounded like a gunshot to me. Did that car just reload and crash again? Okay, so Jess lies to Sarah and says the bodies were on the lawn.
Jess told me later their bodies were right there on the lawn.
But how would she have seen the bodies on the lawn if she were looking at the living room? And later we find out that this room doesn't even have any windows. Wait, this isn't even a living room, this is a basement. What the fuck?
Did they ever catch the guy?
What guy?
The drunk driver?
Oh, no. No.
Okay, so I guess Sarah's lying to Aiden for some reason? She seems to know it wasn't a car crash. This doesn't make any sense. Aiden offers to lead her into the forest as he and a park ranger on suicide patrol were going in the next day anyways. Sarah heads to her room and an old lady! Wah! The next day the three of them enter Aokigahara forest and finally the movie starts to shine a little because it goes back to the real facts of the forest. Except for this part. Compasses do not do that. The park ranger starts to talk about the suicide culture in the forest, wherein people who are unsure typically bring a tent and mark their location off with tape, either to find the trail again or to help others recover their body. Eventually they find Tess's tent, but she's nowhere to be seen. Sarah is adamant that she stays the night to wait for Tess to come back. She has two very experienced people telling her what a horrible idea that is, but she decides to stay anyways. Aiden decides to stay the night with her, either because he's concerned for her safety or he just wants to get in her pants. We find out later on that he's really just interested in hooking up with her, and that's basically his entire reason for sticking around. He's a full-on funeral crasher. Sarah tries to go to sleep and oh my god, it's 3 old ladies! That's 2 times as many ladies as before! Come on, dearie, give us a kiss! Oh good, it was just a dream. She wakes up for real this time and sees a schoolgirl in the forest. She proceeds to chase after this girl, almost getting herself lost in the process. If she'd been paying attention earlier on, she would have known that this girl is a Yuri. Like, why would this girl just be wandering the forest with no supplies in the middle of the night? The Yuri tells Sarah not to trust Aiden and that Aiden knew Jess, hinting that he's to blame for her disappearance. In the morning, Aiden says that they should leave immediately in order to get a search party for the schoolgirl that Sarah saw, and they start making their way back. In what's probably the best scene in the movie, Sarah's unraveling sanity is revealed when she sees a river flowing in the wrong direction. Later on, Aiden tells Sarah that most of his backstory was a lie and that he really just wanted to sex her this whole time. She hallucinates pictures of Jess on his phone, which leads her to believe that Aiden kidnapped her. I mean, yeah, Aiden is kind of a creep, but he acts as guilty as possible here. Yeah, no, that probably won't cause her to jump to any conclusions. She runs away from Aiden and right into a Yuri.
Yeah, I just want to let you know, the back of your head is ridiculous. So listen, I was wondering, can I have your number? Can I have your number?
No, I just don't give it out.
So listen, can I have your number?
She then falls into a cave, and reminder here, the real Aokigahara forest actually does have caves like this. Who should she find down here but the schoolgirl, who finally reveals herself to be a Yuri.
Oh my god! What's wrong with your face?
She finds a Viewmaster, and it almost shows her parents' death.
Oh my God!
Who the fuck is this guy? Aiden pulls her out of the cave and suggests they stay the night in a cabin he found earlier. She still doesn't trust Aiden, even though she's been hallucinating this whole time, and the person who told her not to trust him in the first place turned out to be an evil spirit. Like, even if this guy is a creep, at this point he's your only way of getting out of this forest. In the cabin, she's tricked again by a Yuri into killing Aiden, and then finally she gets to see her parents' death. Blah! After escaping Zombie Dad, she runs out of the cabin and straight towards Jess? Wait, what the fuck? So Jess was just camping somewhere this whole time? Why did she never go back to her tent? Jess runs away from Sarah for a while until the Yuri stops her. It turns out that while trying to escape Zombie Dad, Sarah accidentally slit her wrist apparently? Seriously? Does this look like she's slitting her wrist? So she never actually left the cabin at all and she just dies from her injuries. Her own ghost was chasing Tess.
Why do you think they locked the basement?
What makes you think it's a basement?
What else would it be?
I don't know, a closet?
Wait, so there actually is a basement to this cabin? How did they build a basement when the forest floor is made of volcanic rock? The most frustrating part of this movie is the ending.
And Yuri can't find you and make you see things, and make you want to die. And you do it yourself.
But Sarah never wanted to kill herself, she was just tricked into killing herself through the ghost shenanigans. So the movie isn't even consistent with the rules it sets up for itself. At the end of the film, Tess makes it out of the forest. Why did she even go into the forest? Who knows? And jump scare.
Bro! Gotcha. Scared you. Scared you.
A lot of YouTube reviewers said that while they didn't think this was a great movie by any means, it was still a lot better than they were expecting, and they felt invested enough in Natalie Dormer's character to keep watching. The movie certainly has its moments. In addition to the river scene, there is some good cinematography to be had. The movie also does a good job blurring the line between reality and hallucination, making you question as a viewer what's real and what isn't. But when I saw this movie, all I could feel was disappointment. Considering the amazing source material for the horror genre that is Aokigahara Forest, imagine if it was made by a more competent director such as Robert Eggers, Christopher Nolan, or Lars van Trier. I can really only see this as a missed opportunity. This is my first time doing a real film review instead of doing an explanation or a one-off video, so let me know in the comments if you want this kind of content from me in the future. What did you think of The Forest? Thanks for watching, and until next time, this has been the Film Herald.